My name is Amber-Jade. I am 17 years old and I study at EALJ in Rio de Janeiro. I was asked to join the Food Justice Committee about 2 months before Jin would come to our school in order to give my opinions about mindful and conscious food choices, and I ended up falling in love with the project and became head of the Food Justice Committee's workshop. I also gave a speech before the mindful meal and was at the last minute asked to be a global village leader. I learned lots about how to approach and tackle issues, whether local or global, how to problem solve and initiate projects, and essentially how to get that seed of an idea in your own head into an actual project in your school or community. I was also able to meet people who are passionate and inspiring and devoted to making their own change in the world, which was really refreshing and motivating, as it made you feel like you were part of a giant family who wanted to make a difference. The project I presented about was about being mindful and conscious toward food choices, how in our modern times where our planet is suffering from deforestation, global warming, and declining biodiversity, we can raise awareness towards making better food choices in order to save our environment and vastly reduce our impact on our planet. Our essential question was, why is it important to educate people on the impact of their food choices? And these were connected with the global issues of decline in biodiversity, climate change, global warming, food waste, and deforestation. I've moved all over the world, and I've been privileged enough to take part in some once-in-a-lifetime experiences. And I don't want to think that one day, this home that I believe to be so undeniably exquisite and giving would be non-existent. I don't want to think that the future generations could be facing a world depleted of its rainforests, rivers, and colors. So I'm passionate about these issues because I want to be part of the generation that makes a change. This project was started very recently, and it was created by the passionate people of the Food Justice Committee, who agreed on the idea of creating a more conscious and mindful environment in our school towards our actions' impacts in specifics to food. We wanted to raise awareness and educate people on how much energy and natural resources really go into production of our daily food, and how our school cafeteria's carbon footprint is extortionately high, how much meat meals we have here, as well as the terribly high amount of food waste our school produces daily. So we got together, we had meetings, did a lot of research and brainstormed ideas as how to start small projects in our school to reduce our impact. And the first step was actually to monitor everyone's reactions to the Gin conference, how they reacted to meatless meals, how much food was being wasted throughout the conference, and so on. Then these observations were used to come up with ideas such as talking to the school cafeterias about meatless Mondays, educating the lower school on food choices, projects all which are currently being undertaken. We at the moment have 3 advisors working with us, as the project is still at its early stage, and we really want to work with our school faculty and our school students mostly. And we are also working with our school's eco club with their garden, producing fresh herbs and hopefully soon fresh vegetables to provide to our cafeteria. We are also planning to work with our school cafeteria to try create a new menu that has a much smaller impact on the environment, yet is still delicious and very healthy. As this project is still in its beginning, there's little way to truly measure its impact. However, I do think that our project so far has made an interesting impact during the Gin conference, as many students who came to our workshop were expecting the group to simply shout about how bad meat is for the environment, how bad meat is for their health. So they were surprised when instead we simply raised awareness towards the behind the scenes of food productions, why we should make a change, and how we can make a change both individually and locally. So if I were to say this project has made an impact, I would say it has been effective in changing the perspective of students and allowing them to be more open towards the idea of mindfulness, which really is the first step to change. I believe sustainability is important, otherwise we simply create more harm than we can fix. Our plan is to try research more local food options, to utilize the garden spaces as much as possible, and to reduce the amount of meat eaten in the cafeteria, and especially to urge students to lessen their daily food waste in the cafeteria. People can easily get involved in their own schools, communities, or even at home by simply taking a moment to assess their daily actions regarding what they eat, how much they eat, where the food comes from, how much packaging the food comes in, and decide how they themselves are going to make a change. By doing this, they'll be getting involved in our main idea, which is being conscious and mindful towards everything surrounding them. Of course, changes don't need to be big. They can start out small and slowly work up. And any change is better than no change. So never doubt yourself and your ideas. If you want to start a project, no matter what on, no matter who with, if it's important to you, then go do it.